Today we have with us Nipun Marya, the CEO of IQOO, a brand that has made significant strides in the Indian smartphone market. As we navigate through a rapidly evolving tech landscape, IQOO has positioned itself as a key player, particularly by targeting the younger, the tech-savvy generation. We are here today to discuss the current state of the Indian smartphone market, IQOO's vision for the future, and how are they driving innovation to cater to the needs of the youth. Nipun, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Nipun, 5 years this February since IQOO was first launched. Tell us, what have been the key milestones of this 5-year journey? That too, just ahead of the pandemic when the world started shutting down.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Not the best of times to start a brand, but I think so far it's been great. We've had excellent response for our products, for the brand, the way the brand is shaping up, the kind of numbers that we are seeing growing, the fan following that the brand is accumulating while we are still on the stages of brand development. I think these are very encouraging signs. Brands are not built in just a few years. It takes time. We truly believe that in the long term, IQOO, with the path we are on, IQOO will do well.
Yeah, and Rome was not built in the day, as you just rightly mentioned, but ours is also a very complex and a very, very competitive smartphone market. So how did you, thrive through, the competition, and, what made you stand out over the past couple of years, especially at a time when the segment that IQOO operates in and that you guys operate in is one of the most competitive, the budget, the mid-budget category?
Yeah, see, it's all about, if you look at the whole market, what we saw was the industry was driving a particular narrative. And we found out
which
that,
was?
Which, to some extent was very heavy camera-driven narrative. A lot of innovation was happening in the space of camera. But we felt there are so many people who also want other features, maybe which are beyond camera. Camera is important for everybody today, right? But it's not the single most important feature for a lot of consumers. Does not mean camera is not important, but it means that these people look for something else also, which when we found out, we found that, performance in a smartphone, and performance can mean multiple things for multiple people. It can mean very, very good battery performance, including fast charging capabilities. It means, processing capabilities of the phone, which means, heavy tasks like video editing to gaming to, multiple other things that you can talk about. To displays, right? There are multiple things apart from a camera, smartphone, which one looks into while buying a phone, and the needs also vary. You cannot just cut all the consumers into just a single piece. So we found out that there is an audience which will look at performance first as a category of smartphones. And we thought IQOO is very well positioned to cater to these consumers.
And how did you build all of this entire brand narrative? What were some of, the things that you did right, according to you, Nipun?
When, we looked back and we saw that, the Gen Z of today, how they are evolving, they are shaping, they're quite different from the thought of, the millennials. The Gen Z today, they really believe that they can achieve anything. Anything is possible when it comes to, their big dreams. So we thought, this whole thing of questing is very central and very true to what they believe in and what they want to achieve. And hence the name iQuest On and On or IQOO. That's how, the name came into being. And we truly believe that smartphone is today a technology, a piece of technology, which really transforms your life and your productivity and multiple other aspects of what you do on a day-to-day basis. So this is the belief part, which is iQuest On and On. The other part was the functional promise that we deliver. And that is about when you use an IQOO smartphone, what you're getting is the best in performance, the best in innovation, which the industry can offer. Most recent example is the IQOO 13 that we launched recently. Right, it has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. We were the first in India to launch. And there have been multiple firsts that we have done in the Indian smartphone industry, purely because we've stayed true to these two things. One is questing, the other is the best of performance and innovation.
Yeah, and so Gen Z is your core consumer, as you mentioned. How are you reaching out to these guys? What are some of the mediums that you're communicating with?
If I have to single out one big reason for IQOO's success, I think it will be co-creation with the Gen Z. It's also reflected in our community work that we have done. Recently, we announced we are 2 million strong in our community now. And this community also we've been building in the last 2.5 years, where every time we go back to them, co-create products with them, co-create multiple other things which we can talk about.
How do you foresee the consumer need and demand shifting going forward, and what is IQOO doing in that direction with so much of hybrid AI and on-device AI being discussed extensively at global forums?
So, see, when it comes to the consumers, if you look at the larger Indian smartphone ecosystem and the smartphone industry, what you will see is a lot of people it's now a replacement market than a first-time user market. Because of which 5 years back, 8 years back, maybe for a lot of people, it was their first smartphone. That's not the case anymore. Today, people are much more aware, more knowledgeable, and they know exactly what they want in their phone and what they don't want in their phone. Hence, our consumers are much more aware about the technologies they want in their phone. And therefore, I feel it makes our job easier and tougher at the same time. Easier because I know I have to give the right product, the right technology, and they're aware about, yes, this is the phone for me. Tougher because they're also more demanding now. But if you can satisfy this demanding consumer, then you can have a good run in this industry.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have Rajdeep Kumar Gupta, Managing Director of Route Mobile, along with Gautam Badalia, their CEO, joining us in a special chat.